I think one of the biggest problems that people don't talk about being a young adult in this generation is that we are too ambitious in one of the hardest economies to be an ambitious person in. And I really think that what started this problem was social media, because back then, or back in previous generations, people's biggest competitions was Jimmy Joe down the street, people in their neighborhood, maybe some old friend or whatever. But us and Gen Z, we compare each other to the whole world. We don't care about the age, we don't care about the location, we don't care about none of that. We compare ourselves to everybody on the internet. And this is coming from me. I feel like I'm pretty successful for my age. I moved out when I was 17, freshly turned 18. I live in my own place. I have my own car. I know that I am relatively successful for people in my age. And at the same time, I feel like I'm just starting life and I'm nowhere near as successful as I want to be. I feel like the dreams that people in my generation have are a way higher level than the dreams that people used to have back then as well. Back then it was just, or I'd assume at least, it was just focusing on getting to your dream career, and then once you hit that point, it's just starting a family and, passing down the torch. But I want to travel, I want money, I don't care much for luxury. But I want experiences. I want to have a story to my life. I want to achieve greatness, or I want to feel greatness, if that makes sense. And I know a lot of people are just gonna be like, well, you shouldn't be comparing yourself to anybody, and you should be happy with yourself. And if you keep that mentality, you're never gonna be happy. But it's very hard not to compare yourself when that's what you're surrounded by. And the funny thing is that I know a lot of people feel the same way. So you're definitely not alone in the feeling, but you feel alone. If you guys have heard the phrase, there's always a bigger fish, that's kind of how I feel like, except I'm the small fish here. Like, I look around and I always see the bigger fishes, but I don't realize how big I am. You know what I'm saying? And I really think that what causes this feeling of never being enough is the amount of things that I want to be great at, or people in my generation in general want to be great at. Like, I don't have just one goal in life. It's not that I just want money. I want money, I want to travel, I want experiences, I want to be physically fit, I want to be intelligent, I want to be cool, I want to be funny. It's so much. It's so much. And I feel like I'll hit that point someday. Or I'll hit a point where maybe as I grow up, I'll stop caring about this and that. But as of right now, I think that's what a lot of us feel. And now that I'm thinking about it, the algorithms and most of these social media show you what you want to see, which is a double-edged sword, because it's also the things that you don't have. And I think that adds on to that feeling. But I think I'll get there one day.
Gen Z is experiencing the death of a lot of things right now that only their generation will have ever experienced. And I don't know how aware of all of that they actually are. It's like, think about the last generation who had to make plans before they left school if they wanted to hang out because they couldn't text or call each other, right? Or like my generation, where we experienced, honestly, the last real midnight releases where it wasn't just, oh, go to GameStop and get a video game at midnight. It was an event. They would have a party. They would, have vendors and all these different things. It was always like a big deal. I don't know what Gen Z's midnight release is, but I'm certain that it's happening. And I'm curious if anybody else has noticed what that is. Like, what is the thing that right now Gen Z is going to experience it for the last time, and in 5 years go, man, it's that quote from The Office, like, I can't remember exactly what it is, but Andy says it. It's like, I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days when you were still in them, you know?
Is it tariffs? Is it price gouging? Look at these prices in my small hometown of Aurora, Washington.
I need to know what used people are spending on groceries so I can feel fucking normal. Because I see some people with their hauls. Side note, I've never been to a Costco, so I don't know how that is. I know for a fact that I'm in a different tax bracket than that shit. But what are you spending on groceries a week? Mind you, there's 4 of us, and I'm the only female in my house, including my dogs. And these motherfuckers eat like they breathe. And I am trying so hard to not buy all the processed shit. But you know what? Fuck this, because shit's expensive. And I'm trying to get all the groceries at, Aldi's. But, they go through a bag of chips in a blink of an eye. Because it's not big enough. And then I feel like Walmart's prices are fucking astronomical anymore. Shut up. Like, Walmart used to be the go-to. Besides Aldi's, and now it's like I go there and I'm like, you want how much for fucking what? Like, where the fuck is there these? Who's making these prices? Do you just live in a real world? Fuck.
Someone tell me why life is so daggum expensive. So first of all, I gotta get gas, so I know that's gonna cost me. But not only that, medical bills. Can we just talk about medical bills for a minute? Why is it so expensive? I not only had to pay the doctor's office, but I had to pay the hospital for some tests that they did. And I am talking like crazy numbers that I have to pay out of pocket, even though I have insurance. And I know you've got to reach your deductible and all that, but still, some of this stuff is absolutely crazy expensive, and I just don't get it. It is so hard to survive in today's economy. Like, how in the world are you supposed to get these things taken care of when you can't even afford it? It's insane, and it's making me absolutely crazy.
Hi. Hey, I went to the stores today. Finally felt good enough to do that. So I went on Friday the 23rd. I'm going to post this on Saturday morning. Okay, so I went to Walmart. Let's talk about Walmart first. First of all, there's lots of food. I'm not even concerned. It seems like there's more food now than there was a couple of weeks ago. But the prices have changed. So at Walmart, the first thing I noticed when I came in was the signs were just huge. I mean, the signs seemed bigger to me than normal, really trying to catch your attention. And there was a lot of was price then and now and rollbacks and things like that. Okay, so I noticed right away, when I came in, they had like the small seedless watermelons, kind of, you usually see the round ones. And they said, well, the then price was $8.97 and now they're $4.67. Like, when was a small watermelon almost $9? I missed that. Anyway, another thing was corn. An ear of corn, they said was 75 cents. It's now 34 cents or something like that. It's like, when was it 75 cents for an ear of corn? That's insane. So I feel like they're trying to make you feel like you're getting this big deal when it's like, that's not what the price used to be. I never paid 75 cents for one ear of corn. That's craziness. Okay, the other difference was that there's QR codes now on the meat. So when you go down the meat aisle, they're, instead of the little sticker that you see underneath the piles of meat that have tell you how much per pound, there's now just a QR code. So I guess you're supposed to scan the QR code to find out how much the meat is. I mean, you still can look at the package, but you can't just like walk up there and be like, oh, that's $5 a pound. Now you don't know unless you like look through the package. Okay, then I went to Dollar Tree because I was curious. They didn't have much stock last time. Stock was better, but guess what? Now the prices are $3 and $5 along with $1.25. So yeah, like a little glass vase like you would put flowers in, that's $3 now. And a couple weeks ago it was $1.25. A lot of the toys for kids, now they're $5. It's still cheap toys. Nothing like, oh, that's much better quality. I mean, now they're $5. I know for me, I used to take my grandkids into Dollar Tree and be like, okay, here's $10 for each, and they get a scat of stuff. And now it's going to be like, oh, 2 cheap toys for $10. That's just ridiculous. I was so shocked. The same thing at Family Dollar. I noticed that some prices had gone up. Not as whacked as Walmart and the Dollar Tree, but definitely up. But as far as stock goes, I mean, formula, by the way, formula was no problem. 2 different stores, Publix and Walmart I went to, it was completely restocked. So that's great news too. But the prices, that's what we're going to watch now. We're going to keep an eye on those prices. Hey, let me know if you found something in your area that's interesting or different, and we'll just I'll keep an eye out for each other.
This is what grocery prices are like in the middle of the Pacific Ocean on a beautiful island called Hawaii. Grapes are $4.99 a pound. Let's see how much is these. So this bag of grape, $15. Do you want feta? $15. It's $10.99 for a mini Coke pack. A mini. The Philadelphia brown is 10. Lucerne is 7. Everyone always wants to see the milk, $8. And that is why I buy absolutely nothing and I just don't eat.
Here is my lunchtime rant. Since when has it cost $20 for one person to eat? I got a regular size sandwich, a small ass mac and cheese, and a fucking drink. And that shit was $20 for just me. I'm sorry, but this is getting ridiculous. And the only way these companies are going to lower their prices back down to a more affordable price is if we stop going there. And I hate saying that because obviously I love these places that I venture out to eat. Like, I love going out to eat. It really is fun. Excuse me, my sandwich was good, but it wasn't worth $20. But no joke, like, I love the places that I go out to eat. Normally because they're a whole vibe and they're a whole experience and the food is actually fresh and delicious, right? But damn, like, if I can't afford to come to you, how are you going to stay open? If your customers can no longer afford to eat at your establishment, how are you going to stay open? I need you guys to figure this out. I need you to figure this out. This is ridiculous. $20 for one person for lunch. $20. And honestly, it wasn't worth $20. 10, maybe 12 with tax. $20 for just me.
Knock, knock. Hi there, folks.
Hey,
Yeah.
what are you doing in my yard?
My name's Jessica. I'm from the HOA.
Wait, we don't have an HOA.
I'm bringing a couple of citations over to you guys. I don't know if you didn't get the memo. You can't have 3 cars in your driveway. Ma'am, do you live here? Do you live in that RV out there? You look like the type that would... live in an RV.
Hey, put your little camera on me. First of all, you need to back yourself out of my yard, or this dog will attack you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't have a permit for that dog either. So
I just got a letter from my homeowners association because Brian has been fishing in the pond across the street. And they stated that they will be fining us $1,000 because he has been trespassing in people's yards and fishing in a very delicate ecosystem, which is costing the HOA a lot of money. I'm going to head out to Costco to kind of get some of this rage out because the level of stupidity of these HOAs across the country is just insane. And my kid doesn't trespass. He has asked every single person by knocking on their door and said, "May I come into your yard to fish in the pond?" He has been respectful. He has been polite. He's fishing. These HOAs are fucking insane.
We're not home.
Where are you at?
It's the holiday weekend, so we went out.
Okay, that shouldn't be a problem. I'm just gonna run in your house and check real fast on a few things. I'm getting a few notifications that says, like, furnace filter needs looked at, and yeah, just a few things. I will be fast. But it seems like these locks are not working. Did you change these locks? Well, this key is not working, and this is the master key to all the houses.
Weird, it must be broken.
Did you change the locks?
Nope.
Well, if you did, that's a violation of HOA policy, because every HOA board member needs a key to the house just in case things happen inside there. And this is clearly not working. Did you change the locks?
Never changed them.
I'm going to ask you one more time.
Just got a violation notice from the HOA because it's the middle of winter time and there was no grass growing in this little area. Obviously, the grass over here just started turning green.
I just went around and found 78 violations in our community areas that have patches of dirt because it's the middle of fucking winter time, and I sent them one by one in an email, in each individual email, one at a fucking time. Don't fuck with people that have undiagnosed ADD, ADHD, autism, whatever the fuck it is. Enjoy your emails, dickhead.
Seems like a good day to find some violations. Hey, Matt. I know you got enough money for the boat, so I know you got enough money to store it. Let's get it out of the yard, okay? This is a gated community. You know the rules. Hey, Chevy. Listen, girl, I know your husband cheated, and I really am praying for you. But you need to get these bushes trimmed. They're an eyesore, girl. Hey, Darlene. When did the privacy fence go up? Well, enjoy it. We got a meeting next week, and that thing's coming down even if I have to rip it out myself. When's the last time y'all mowed? Looks a little bit high. That's a violation. Hey, Diane, you know trash runs on Friday, right? Okay, well, it's been 3 days. I'm just wondering why the cans are still at the street. That's a violation. Hey, Chevy, what's up with the baby blue door? Now, I told you the only blue that's allowed is navy. That's going to be a violation. Hey, Mary, listen, I know your love life went to shit, okay? But that doesn't mean our neighborhood is, okay? You need to get it together. Cars blocking the sidewalk. That's a violation. If he spent half as much time on them rose bushes as he did on Tinder, he might be able to bring a girl home. Hey, Sean. You're kidding me, right? It's grass above the 3-inch maximum. That's a violation.
I want y'all to look at this guy's trailer in his driveway. That's my trailer in my driveway. And I just got a letter from the HOA while I was gone on vacation telling me that I cannot have that trailer in my driveway. It's in the bylaws, but I don't even care. And I'm going to leave that trailer there. I'm going to hook it to my truck and I'm going to take it to my next job when it's time to do it. But in the meantime, it's sitting right there. And the HOA can just, you know what they can do.
People tell me like all the time, oh, I would never buy a house in the HOA. And I'm always like, why? It's really not that big of a deal until today. They decided to send me a letter in the mail and it's got a picture of my front door and my wreath. And the complaint reads, hold on, y'all, brace yourselves. One of the primary goals of blank homeowners association is to protect the aesthetic appeal and property values of the neighborhood. In order to accomplish this, certain rules and regulations are established to which homeowners and residents must abide. A concern was noted during a recent inspection, and we felt it is necessary to send this gentle reminder. As the holiday season has come to a close, please take down your holiday decorations. Remove a holiday wreath from your front door. And they included a picture of my front door with the wreath hanging on it. Here's the problem that I'm having, y'all. The wreath that is hanging up is not a holiday decoration. It's not a holiday wreath. It's not for Christmas. It was just red. Since when did the color red become a Christmas color? Like, I'm so confused. Am I not allowed to have different color wreaths? Does everything have to be freaking white and basic? But honestly, what really pisses me off is that last year, the HOA approved a house in the neighborhood to be painted this really freaking ugly, odd blue teal color. Like, let me share that picture with y'all, okay? So y'all know what I'm talking about, because this is ridiculous. The entire house, trim, door, everything to be colored Easter egg blue, but I'm not allowed to hang up a red wreath? Get the fuck out of here. Does that blue house protect the aesthetic appeal and the values of the neighborhood? I don't think so.
So yesterday, a member of the HOA in my new neighborhood came to my house. Sometimes I like to just sit outside, and yesterday I was sitting right here on Fred's tailgate, just sitting out here on my phone. A lady walked right up my driveway. I didn't even notice, honestly, and then she welcomed me to the neighborhood. It was nice. Next thing she told me was that she was a part of the HOA, and she asked about my trailer. If you did not hear, in the first 24 hours that I lived here, I had a couch delivered here on a trailer. I had to bring the trailer back, and it was sitting here for 24 hours, and within those 24 hours, I got an email from the HOA saying I'm going to get fined if it stays there. I know on the internet I've made it seem like I'm going to be rude to the HOA and leave my trailer there and not hand over footage when my neighbors get robbed, etc. But obviously, I was nice, I apologized, I told her the situation, and she said that the HOA used to be so bad here, and now it's a lot more lenient. So I am terrified for the people that lived here before. And then the next thing she asked me about was this. She says every time I drive in the neighborhood that her and her friends are wondering what this is on the back of my car. I said, oh, it's just a camera mount. For some reason, I don't know why, but I told her that I worked for Google Earth and it has a 360-degree camera on the back. She thought that was cool. I can tell you why I said it, but if you do come across this video, kind lady, promise I won't bring the trailer back. And no, I don't work for Google Earth. I did lie.
Homeowners associations are above the law, and they can basically make you do whatever the heck they want. Homeowners associations create bylaws, and if you live in a community with an association, you absolutely have to abide by them. I recently had a client come to me that wanted to sell his home because he got fined for sidewalk chalk, having a bike on his porch, and having a tomato plant on his back deck. And did you know that those associations are typically made up of people that live in the neighborhood that get to enforce those rules? Every now and then, they can get a little power hungry. I was actually on the board of a community that I lived in several years ago, and there was this fuzzy little guy that wanted to make life hell on everybody. He was handing out fines like they were friendship bracelets at a Taylor Swift concert. And if you don't pay those fines, the Homeowners Association has the ability to put a lien on your home and potentially even foreclose on you. If you're buying something that has an association, you need to know what you're getting into before you do it. Review all of the HOA docs and bylaws before you buy a home, because if you plan on having hot girl summer down at that community swimming pool and there's a Karen on the board that wants to enforce shoulder pads and one-piece suits, it might put a damper on it.
Does this answer your question? You can contact my attorneys.
That's just
Listen, bro, I know you're in there. I literally just saw you pull in.
We just need to ask you a few questions about what happened yesterday.
Does this answer your question? You can contact my attorneys.
That's just an expired gift card.
Listen, bro. Literally, let me in. Answer the door. This is not cool. Literally.
Hey, let's just go. We can take care of it another day. We can take care of it another day.
He literally just hit me with some type of, like, color cannon or something. Or, I don't know. But he won't open his door or anything. Yeah, can you just come to the house? Yeah. Yeah, you could track the phone. Yep. Bro, I'm on the phone with the police right now, so literally just come to the door. Literally, they're gonna be here in like 2 seconds if you don't answer this door. Yeah, he's not answering, so just come over. Yeah.